Hello everybody, my name is Cyvex, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to create a 1.18 Magma server. So, the first thing we have to cover is what is Magma. Magma is a fork of Minecraft server creation that allows you to have both mods and bucket plugins inside of your server. So it's really helpful for people who want like Map and other things when they have, their modded servers so they can see the whole world, etc. We're going to be doing this for 1.18, but the main issue for 1.18 is that there's a lot of mods and a lot of plugins that do not work yet because it is very experimental. I believe they just came out with the jar for it very recently. So if everything doesn't work properly, it's something that can be brought up to them. I'll link their Discord below. You can put it in the questions, see if you can work something out. And even my Discord will cover some of the issues that are persistent, but I am just going to show you how to get the server up and running and show you how to install mods and plugins at the same time. So the first thing we're going to want to do is just create a new folder just by right clicking on your desktop, hitting new, or I think on Windows 10 I think it says new, but it has a little bit less than this, and just typing in folder. I'm just going to call mine Magma 1.18 server, and I can leave this as this, and let me drag it up here for you guys, and I want to go ahead and go to my preferred web browser and just type in magmafoundation.org. This is their official website, so you're not downloading anything that's like a scam or anything from here, and you're just going to want to go to downloads. You can see that they have it for 1.12.2, 1.16.5, and last but not least 1.18.2, and we're just going to find the most recent one. So the most recent one looks like it was on 6/21, and we're just going to hit download, and you can see it pops up with this installer.jar, and go ahead and just go to desktop, find your Magma 1.18 server, and save it in there. And so now once it's in here, you have to make sure you have Java installed. I will also link Oracle down in the description. That's where you download Java from. And for this one, you're going to want to download, it should be in program files and Java 17.0.2. You can use the most recent version, and this is very useful for later because you need this in order to run your server. But we won't worry about that right now, and you also needed to open up this installer file. So you might want to right click. It might have you open with Java. Make sure you hit this Java TM platform binary thing, and when it opens, it'll give you this little tiny mod system installer, and you're just going to hit install server and find your server on your desktop or your folder on your desktop and open it. And so this will download all your necessary server files, and I believe it also actually adds in the Run.Bat command. So that saves the step. It does take just a minute because I believe it is downloading more than what a typical Forge installer downloads. But it really shouldn't take that long. So if you find it taking a long time, you might want to look into what's causing it to go so slowly. But it's just building the processors right now, making sure everything is right on the back end. And once it does that, you can see it loaded patches file and then has some of my temp folders, and it should say completed. Yep, successfully downloaded Minecraft server and installed the Forge. You just hit OK and it'll download, or it'll close. And then what you're going to want to do is go to user JVM args, which is arguments, and open it with your textpad editor. And we want to change the default gigs that are allotted to the server. So for me, I'm just going to allot 6 gigs. You can do it, whatever you feel like. So what it says is to uncomment the next line to set it. So all I'm going to do is just uncomment it just like that and change it to 6 gigabytes like so, and save. And now I want to right click the Run.Bat and show more options and edit, or just hit edit if you don't have any of that. And then what we're going to do here is it says you can add custom program arguments, which you do want to do, to this file in the next line or before the %sign. So we're going to want to add nogui onto the end of this, and then it also has pause here at the end, which you want to keep. But another thing I would recommend doing is having it go to your direct Java file path, which is why I had you install Java earlier. So you're going to go to this PC, C, your local drive or local disk, program files, Java, JDK 17.0.2, at least in my case. I believe it's anything above 15 works. And then go to bin and find java.exe. And actually, this is not totally important. We just want to copy this. So you'll click up in the file folder path, hit Control-C, and erase this. Put in quotations, and then paste by Control-V, and then put java.exe, and then end quotation. So this just ensures that it finds this file path and uses this version of Java. So then you're just going to save it, exit out, and then you can exit out of this as well, and then you just want to hit Run.Bat. So it'll have all this up at the top. If you want to get rid of this, because this will show up every time, it's not like an error log or anything. It's just because of the way this is scripted out. You can just delete all these things that say rim. That basically just copies it to your batch file. So you can erase that and just hit save. But it also asks me to accept the EULA. So obviously you go to EULA, set it to true, like so, and save, and then Run.Bat. So now it should fully run and load in a Forge server, and also load in the plugins as well. So you'll see as it starts building it, you see mods here, which is great. It starts building the world as well, and as well as the plugins folder should pop up, which you can see it did right there. And to prove that this is on, it's preparing the world right now. We just have to wait for this to get done, and then once it's done, it'll say, you know, help, or sometimes it says that the server is overloaded when it first gets logged in or whatever. So in the meantime, while this is setting up for the first time, we can go over what you can install, what you can't install, and you know, some of the issues. So you can just go ahead and go to I prefer Spigot MC. This is going to take me directly to Essentials, but you can just go to Resources and click on Spigot, and this is all the plugins that currently Spigot has in their library, which is just, you know, one of the biggest libraries for all plugins for Minecraft. And I usually just sort by downloads. And you'll see the first one is Essentials X. The main issue is Essentials X does not work with this version of Magma yet, this fork of server creation. So you cannot use Essentials X yet, which is super unfortunate. But I did find that you can use, and I might have to look it up, but it's Group Manager. If anybody's familiar with Group Manager, it's a older style of ways to set like groups and stuff, and I actually had to find it. It's kind of hard to search on the thing, but it wasn't too far down. I was looking for things. Here it is, Group Manager 2.9. So you just click into this, and then you hit download now via an external site, and you'll see it's for version 2.9 for Minecraft 1.8 to 1.17 plus. So you know that it goes above. Make sure it does go to 1.18 because that's what you're on, and make sure you download the right ones. And you can just click on Group Manager and go ahead and save it to your plugins folder, because that's what it is. It is a plugin. Let me stop the server real quick. You can see it says done, successfully installed. So I'm just going to type in stop. And then once that's done, I can go ahead and look for mods that I can install. So I'm just going to search up Minecraft mods, and it should take me to a place where I can download a bunch of mods. Typically you want to download them from Curseforge. That's the most reliable site. There's some other sites, but in my preference, I prefer Curseforge. And I'm just going to download Iron Chest. I believe this has a fork, or has a version for 1.18, which is great. Let me see here. Yep, Minecraft 1.18 here. So I'm just going to download it by just hitting download file, the most recent version. And of course, once again, you can download whatever you want, as long as it's 1.18 compatible for both the plugin and the mod, or else it will not work. And then instead of putting this into my plugins, I'm going to go ahead and put this into my mods folder and go ahead and save that in there. And now I can start up my server and also create my custom mod pack through Curseforge. So let me start up the server and make sure there's no error logs, and also open up Curseforge because I have to create my own profile. So if you ever have your own or want to create your own mod pack, etc., and you want to test it, you can create your own Forge version. So create custom profile, and then profile name, I'm just gonna call it Magma 1.18, and set the Minecraft version to 1.18.2, and also set the Forge version to the top one, so not 40.1.0 but 40.1.52, because that's what most of the 1.18.2 mods will be compatible with. And then just hit create, and it'll load all the libraries, things of that nature, and you can see it's pretty quick, and you just can click it, hit the 3 little buttons, and open folder, and that will open into the instances folder, and you can just double click into mods. And you're also going to want to take whatever you put into your server, so whatever is in my mod plugins, and just Control C to copy it, and Control V in here into the mods, so that way you have it matching the items you have in your server along with your client side. And also in here I'm going to opt myself, so opsin underscore, and I'm not in the game, so I can't see this yet, but I'll be able to tell when I'm actually in the game that I am properly opt. So I'm just gonna hit play. I didn't see any error logs. It looked like everything loaded up fine. It should say up here at the top, it might be pretty far up here, that both Iron Chest loaded and Group Manager loaded, but I believe it's so far up that I can't actually see that anymore. And then I'm just gonna hit play. Obviously I understand, don't worry about those notifications, they don't really mean anything, and it's just gonna load Minecraft as a normal Minecraft startup, but it is going to have whatever mods you put in, but I will be right back when this fully loads up. Okay, so now that we're fully loaded up, you can see it says 3 mods loaded. I go to mods, Iron Chest is properly installed, which is great. Go to multiplayer and just add server, and since it's on your local host, or it should be, you can just type in localhost, and you can see that it has a green check mark and that there's 3 mods present, just like it is for you. And you can join the world like you would normally. And I already made myself opt, so I can just game mode creative. And if I do help, you can see Group Manager is functioning in there. So if I did, I believe I can do help Group Manager, and it'll list all of the Group Manager commands. But if you also look in here, I do indeed have Iron Chest as well. So you can see that I have both the plugin and the mods in one server. Like I said, this is a super useful tool if you are a fan of having like Dynmap and different things like that in your server as plugins, or like clear lag to make sure that a bunch of modded items aren't staying on the floor or whatever like that, to help out with your server. You can do that now. Once again, as always, just a disclaimer, there is a lot of limitations because the development team hasn't quite worked on the server side of it on their end to develop it to working with all mods and all plugins, and also mod developers and plugin developers haven't really been working together to try to create fluidity for 1.18.2. so do this at your own discretion, but this is a tutorial to get it up and running. You can tinker with that as you will. If there's specific mods you want, specific plugins you want, you can request that in their Discord. They'd definitely be willing to help you. And I'm also willing to help, so if you join my Discord, maybe we can go over a few things and get to the bottom of maybe what the issue is when you're trying to get things done. So anyway, I will link all these things in the description to help you guys out. I'll link the start.bat file, the version of Java, things of that nature, so you don't have to worry about finding any of those things. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy and this video helped you, a subscription would be great. Obviously not needed, but appreciated. Like, comment, those things. But thank you so much, everybody, and peace.